Hey coffee cuties, we are back with another banger, and today we are going to be discussing the obsession with baby hairs. So let's just get right into it. So on my channel, I have been doing a full deep dive about natural hair and also the issues surrounding our hair as Black women, and also how to heal from those issues. So I have a full playlist on natural hair, so be sure to check that out. But in order to basically heal and move forward, we must first address a lot of the issues that is surrounding our hair in order for us to just be able to truly love ourselves, including our hair through and through. So I have to address the obsession when it comes to these baby hairs. So whether we are perming or plicking our baby hairs, these baby hairs literally have Black women in a choke hold. So we are going to first start with the concept of baby hair, just to kind of get a better background from where all of this started from. So baby hairs basically literally comes from the softness of baby's hair, like literally a infant's hair, like how it lays down. And oftentimes, unfortunately, Black people be deeming these babies' hair as quote unquote having good hair and all that type stuff. But in today's time, the baby hair aesthetic is basically popularized, to me, due primarily to hip hop culture. But the obsession has gone back at least into the 80s. It may go back further than that. If you kind of have some background knowledge of times before the 80s, be sure to leave it in the comment section. But I can remember personally in childhood, primarily the girls who had baby hairs was either the Mexican girls, because Mexicans are not everybody, of course, but typically they are more hairier, so they wanted to do something with the unruly hair, basically the baby hairs on the parameters of their head, so they often have the baby hair look. Also, mixed girls with a softer curl texture, they may have the baby hairs as well, similar to the Mexican girls. And the only times I really see Black girls that had the baby hairs is if they had like a perm, and sometimes they was doing it maybe for trend reasons, and sometimes it was actually to hide the damage that perms, because as we know, those perms will take out your edges. So sometimes people will kind of lay the hairs down at the perimeter of their hair to kind of blend that in. This reminds me of the group Salt and Pepper. So she was saying that one time the perms literally took out her edges, and she kind of had to fill it in, have that filled in baby hair look, etc. But literally fast forward today, Black women are literally perming their edges in order to fit a beauty standard that was not created for us. That's just the bottom line. So I did a full review on Chris Rock's documentary called Good Hair, where he had a chemist basically break down the dangers of having a perm. Be sure to check that video out if you want the full video. But basically, he gave the basically scientific term of a perm, which is sodium hydroxide. And he basically stated if left on too long, it can literally burn through your skin, also damage your hair follicles for life. And also it can even cause alopecia. And definitely there are also many studies that show that it is even a cancer causing risk to it as well. Some Black women also have been linking the perms to things like fibroids as well. So overall, just getting perms is just not a healthy choice, and definitely not to achieve, again, a beauty standard that is not your own. This goes back to literally attempting to have your hair do something that it is not designed to do. We as Black women, we are naturally less hairy, so therefore we are not going to have just hair going down to our forehead, and that is okay. That is not how our beauty was designed. I also just want to briefly touch on the concept of having a good hair, quote unquote, or attempting to give the appearance of having good hair by having these hairs laying all over your forehead, etc. I just want to debunk that by saying good hair is good, healthy, moisturized hair, well-trimmed hair, groomed hair. That is good hair. I don't know what this obsession, again, is with baby hairs to try to basically correlate that with good hair, but we have to get rid of this mindset as Black women so we can, again, move forward and heal. Anytime you basically attempt to mimic your hair into a way that's not natural, you are pedestalizing another woman's beauty, and you're basically throwing yours as black women, which we know how beautiful we are, you're throwing us to the back burner to praise somebody else. And this also leads me into lace fronts. So this whole baby hair thing is not only with girls with the natural hair, it's also a trend when it comes to the weaves, wigs, and lace fronts, etc. So black women, I feel like the lace front, the baby hair thing, initially I heard allegedly it was to hide the lace, because now the lace fronts are getting better and better. Literally some of these are looking like scalp, but the progression of weave had to happen in order to get to this point. So again, I heard it was just to hide the lace, but now these days people are literally wearing the baby hairs on the lace front to their eyebrows. This remind me of the girl from Love and Hip Hop, what is her name? Erica Banks. Yeah, she be having, and even Ari Fletcher too. They be having the baby hairs is touching like they have no forehead. And also, I'm just curious, like, I don't know what those ladies look like in person or without the makeup, etc. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of them, but how is that not breaking your whole forehead out? I don't know. Maybe I just got sensitive skin again. I don't know. But if I had that stuff all over my forehead to my eyebrows, I literally would have, my forehead would look like a Nestle Crunch bar, period. So regardless if it breaks you out or not, though, that stuff is just very sticky and it just, I wouldn't want that on my bare skin. Having it on your hair is one thing, but having it on your bare, touching your skin, it just doesn't feel good from my experience. But you ladies can let me know how you feel about it down in the comments below. But nevertheless, something that is not debatable is black women, we look the best with minimum effort. Our hair is not designed to do things that other women's hair is designed to do, and that is okay. Again, we are naturally less hairy, etc. So just because something is trending, etc., doesn't mean every trend is meant for you. So baby hairs literally are less flattering to our beauty, because that is not how our beauty was designed. I want black women to literally love ourselves, including our hair the way it is. But I also want to say that black women, you can find different styles to basically not include all that hair on your parameters of your hair, because believe it or not, there was a certain point in time where black women did not wear all that baby hairs, and we always looked groomed, we always looked well kept, we always gonna come through, we gonna come through stepping. So just whole narrative that the baby hairs are needed to basically give a groomed, kept look, I just don't believe it at all, because again, we are literally the trendsetters, we are the blueprint, we always come through, we always look our best, etc. But if you are a girly that's like, I can hear you, but I just really love my baby hairs, I'm just going to give some alternatives that you can consider, because at the end of the day, the choice is going to always be up to black women. But I like to give opposing opinions and perspectives and just solutions to some of the things that we may be going through. So to me, I want us to get into first the mindset that having you can basically groom the parameters of your hair without the baby hairs. And that is equally as groomed as having the baby hairs. 2, if you must do the baby hair look, even though I'm, again, not a huge fan of edge control, I will definitely promote edge control over getting perms on your edges any day. So that is an option. Also, you can slick back your hair again without the maintenance of the edges, because it will really show off your features and highlight your face and your beauty, etc. But if you just like, girl, these edges is unruly, I hear you, whatever, but I'm gonna have to perm my edges and let you give me a little bit more, I would say that if you, before you grab out the perm box, I would rather you flat iron, get a real small flat iron. They sell them on the market. They're all over Amazon, etc. And kind of flat iron your edges, your baby hairs, versus putting a perm. I will 100% always speak against putting a perm on your hair, because again, it is very dangerous, cancer causing. It allegedly causes fibroids, etc. So we definitely want to put our health first, and perms, again, that's just not something that I am ever going to promote. But Also, I feel like if you are just having trouble with finding different hairstyles, etc., do not include the baby hairs. I will recommend you just finding social media influencers or going on Pinterest, Google. Also, my community tab, I always like to highlight different trending hairstyles, etc., to just find those different hairstyles that will make you feel beautiful. And also, when you see other beautiful women with coily hair rocking those hairstyles, that will also make you feel better about yourself and your decisions to just get rid of the baby hairs altogether. Because I also just want to state, when does the baby hairs become adult hairs? Like, some of us are in our late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, etc. I feel like it is a trend more for high schoolers. Again, of course, infants, because that's how their hair naturally is. But to me, to have a more grown and sexier type of appearance, this is just my personal appearance, or opinion rather, I just feel like the baby hairs don't really match that as much. So again, women are free to express their beauty however they like. I just like to give alternatives on this channel. But also, I once again want to basically drive home the point that if you are attempting to mimic hair types that are not your own, whether you're perming the baby hairs, laying down the lace fronts, etc., you are putting another woman's beauty on a pedestal. Every time you walk out the house, subconsciously, that is the message that you are delivering to the world. So if that is not the message that you want to be perceived, I would recommend just finding different alternatives to express your beauty the proper way. I also want to say, we as Black women, we are creating new movements surrounding our hair, our type for hair, because that is the hair type of primarily all the Black women. Of course, there are exceptions to the rules, but that brings me to the coily hair community. I did a full video about the coily hair community, which is basically the new movement to the natural hair community. So be sure to check that video out. I left it down below. It has all the rules and regulations when it comes to being a coily cutie and basically turning the tide and starting a new day. But the purpose of the movement is to once again go back to the original purpose of the natural hair community, and that is to celebrate and love type 4 hair in all its states, whether it's short, whether it's in locks, whether it's shrunken, whether it's stretched out, whether it's bone dry, whether it's styled, whether it's just a wash and go. Just celebrate our hair in all the ways that it comes naturally. So if you want to be a part of the curly community, all you have to do is just really just try to just take the tips and tricks that I give you. Also, just find other coily girls that are an inspiration to you and just see how you like it. Just try it out. See if you enjoy wearing your hair without the baby hairs, etc. Just try different ways to basically express your beauty, express the way that you are perceived, etc. And just see how you feel. You never know, you may just feel more empowered, more beautiful, more etc. because you are celebrating your natural beauty in its natural state. But this is the end of this video, Coffee Cuties. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to tell a friend because we are lit over here. But until next time, see ya.